I'm just out here working on this Apache camper, this very cool little camper that I picked up. Just needs a little tender loving care, not really much. One thing being that these support legs, these leveling legs that it has, one of them is a little kind of bent up and they are all rusty, so I'm gonna repaint them. I've got some of this Rust-Oleum rust reformer stuff that I've never used before, so I'm gonna be trying that out. So I think first I'm gonna take this to the anvil and beat the dents out of it. All right, so yeah, as you can see that it's got a little bend to it there. Got this little dent in it there. So I'm just gonna pound it out a little bit and see what we can do. Now look at it. Nice and straight. So now all I gotta do is kind of work this bow out of here. If I have to, I can just hit it with the torch. Just gonna see if I can pound it out first. This is why I need to make a proper base for my anvil. This is getting ridiculous. This is a 100-pounder too, so it's not the funnest thing to pick up. Oh, I want to stretch out for that one. Here we go. Oh yeah. Okay, so, you know, we got stuff crammed in here. We're working around it. We're knocking our anvil down. Good times. But we are kind of straightening this bar out. Okay, we about got it, honestly. You can see I accidentally hit right here and here. That's easy now. We know what to do. That'll do right there. All right, so let's get this thing cleaned up a little bit and try out this rust remover or whatever you want to call it. So I got this rust reformer stuff, like I said. I haven't used it. I'm just going to follow the directions, what it says, and see what happens. So the directions here just to say to remove any loose rust and flaking rust with the sandpaper. You don't have to sand this down to bare metal. That's what it says. So that's what I'll do. Any loose stuff I'll just hit with some sandpaper. Some 220. So I got just a little container full of soapy water here and a bandana. Just kind of dip in there and wipe this down. And just give that a few minutes to dry. I've got 3 more of these dudes, so I'll start working on the next one while it's drying, actually. All right, so we're ready to put this stuff on. It says to first of all shake it up really well. You can just pour it right on and then we'll spread it out with a brush. Oh wow, it's like cream. We gotta wait 3 days apparently if you're gonna be using an aerosol spray. Well guys, I just realized I didn't have the camera recording and I went ahead and knocked this over, so I guess the rumors are true. I am capable of mistakes. Now we got this all coated. It says it'll dry to black in 15 minutes. Now as for the receiver parts of these, we're gonna be painting up this here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna clean it up and then put the stuff on it. But before that, I'm gonna get these mechanisms kind of working. You already know we're using the good old PV blaster for that. There we go. Set this up on a block so we can take these other legs out. You can see how this works. You raise and lower these, kind of ratchets in place. And they come out like this, come right out like that. And when you put them away, they slide in there. You see how stuck that thing is? There's actually a little kink in this guy. Let's see if maybe I can just pound it straight, or maybe use some pliers and use the old coercion. There we go. So it's been 15 minutes since I put this first coat on this first one, and see it's starting to turn black a little bit. I'm gonna put some more on and see what happens basically. So I've never, like I said, I've never used this stuff before. So this is the one that has 2 coats on it. There is this area that seems like it's kind of black. The rest is kind of just has a smooth finish on it. So I'm not going to keep putting coats on it. The rest of these are drying now, so now I guess I just wait 3 days and then I'll hit them with the rattle can. Also, something I want to do is, so this tube that they slide into goes the length of the whole trailer. I'm going to put a rag in here and then push that all the way through this with this like 10-foot rod. All the way through. Get a hold of it. Pull it out. See all that crap that comes with it. So now we got that all cleaned out in there. I can feel a little better about it. All right, guys, so it's been, well, actually longer than 3 days. I went ahead and set this thing up. You can actually check out the video on it if you want. But I believe it's actually been about a week and a half now since I've done this. Now you can see this one has started to get that black finish like it was supposed to turn. It took a long time for it to get there. It's kind of the same thing with these two here. They got a little black, but ultimately they didn't turn completely back. So I don't know. Am I supposed to just keep putting that stuff on till it's totally black? I'm not sure. You can feel it has like a coating on it. Frankly, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to paint them and just kind of get through it. So these two legs are supporting the trailer right now. So I'm going to grab this stump that I can set the tongue on. Then I can lift it up and let it sit there and take these legs out. Now let's paint these guys up. Just lay them down right here. Grab our paint. Start spraying. Managed to get some overspray on my own shed, so that's always good. I'm also going to be painting the receivers where the legs go in. I've flipped these over here and I just finished the last coat. Yes, I know I didn't use primer. I didn't use primer. I didn't have any, didn't feel like getting any. Honestly, I've painted a lot of stuff without using primer. It's not the end of the world. So I'm really happy with how these came out. I don't know what color it was originally, but I think this green looks pretty good on it. It'll match the Coleman lantern, Coleman stove I'll be using when I get this thing out in the woods. So you can check out a couple videos I have on those lanterns. And also I set this thing up. You can check out a video I have on setting this thing up in the yard and kind of showing you around. Otherwise, check back in, guys, and appreciate you watching.